Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. This is Amy, and if you're new, welcome to. This is Book Talk Thursday, and I am recording this on Thursday. It is the first day of summer. I got my shark shirt on. You can see part of my Jaws shirt, tank top. First day of summer. I got some. Well, I got some swim shorts with Jaws and in donuts. Take a picture later and maybe put it up, but yeah, I'm not standing up for that. But anyway, here we are again, gathered here today for another book talk video. That went by fast. Tuesday was fast. Um, yeah. So just finally figured out what we was going to talk about today. I kind of didn't have an idea. I still have my May book reviews to do. Getting kind of sweaty. My May book reviews, and I'm just waiting to see if I can finish this one last book I have. And then I'll be doing my book reviews next Tuesday, hopefully. And the book I haven't finished yet is Susan, Linda, Nina, Koki by Lisa Napoli. It was, I think the subtitle is Founding Mothers of NPR. Still working on that. I'm not really not halfway through yet. It's an ebook. It hasn't been a priority, but I'm hoping I can finish it or get mostly finished. Because I would like to finish that for my May. It is a May book I chose, so we'll see. But the other books I did finish for May. I do have books I finished in May. I finished The Mother-Daughter Murder Night by Nina Simon. I finished Mother's Day Murder by Tanya Kappas. Okay, so The Mother's Day Murder Night was a book I got from the library. The Mother's Day Murder by Tanya Kappas was an audio. That was like a cozy mystery, a cozy small town cozy mystery. The Founding Mothers, Koki Roberts. That is a nonfiction. It's about the founding mothers of the America during the American Revolution and just past the Revolution. And then The Mother-in-Law by Sally Hepworth. That was an audio. Oh, the Founding Mothers was. I have that book. I own it, and I also have the audio. So I think I had read it before. So this time around, I listened to the audio for that one, The Founding Mothers, and The Mother-in-Law was audio that I listened to, and I enjoyed that one. I didn't realize that I think she's an Australian author. I didn't do any research on her, but I know when I listened to the audio, the narrator was Australian. So that was interesting. I liked it. But yeah, so I finished those. I'm just waiting to do the Susan, Linda, Nina, and Koki by Lisa Napoli. Yeah. So that's on my radar. But let's get to the weather update. It is an update. It's like an update every hour, basically. So we're still having that wildfire, I think, that Sites fire. It alerts me on my computer, my homepage. It lets me know that there's a fire. I forget how far away. For some reason, I want to say 13. No, 13 miles. That doesn't sound right. Let's see if I could bring up my map on my. Yeah, they're saying a heat advisory, but oh boy, you get really touchy with these little hand cursors here. Here, I don't know where the fire thing is anymore. Maybe it's out. It was in Colusa County, California. Sites fire, I think they were calling it. It says Sites fire burns nearly 16,000 acres in Colusa County. says evacuation still in place. What day is this though? Yesterday. So yesterday's news is actually on the news on the regular TV news. Our local, we say local news is Sacramento. Yesterday it says, I think it was says the site's fire was only 5% contained. So still burning. It looks a little overcast today, but it's probably, yeah, I think the smoke is just, in the air because it looks cloudy, but I think it's mixed with, I don't smell the smoke and I'm very sensitive to smoke. So if it's out, somebody's out burning somewhere, probably within a mile, I can smell it. No joke. So, I don't smell it, although I have been sick, but I'm not plugged up smell wise anymore. But there's a little thing on my thing keeps popping up. I don't want to see it. Yeah, so it has some evacuation order sites. You can Google it, but yeah, I guess it's not out yet. And doesn't seem like, if that was yesterday's news, that it's close to being contained. Um, yeah, 5% contained. I keep bringing up the same thing. It doesn't matter. Anyway, it's not, I want to bring up how close it is to me, but I don't know. I don't know how to do that. We're just gonna, I clicked on something else. Air advisory, it's emissions, it's temperatures warm up. Yeah, it's not that hot today. Well, I say that right now. It's 80 degrees outside at 12 o'clock. So it's supposed to be 94 today. It's going to heat up. We're going to have a hot one. Now, last time it was supposed to be have a really hot day. Now, let's go over what I consider really hot. Now, really hot to me is probably 105 or above. That's a really hot. Normal hot is just like 99 to maybe 103. 104 is like a outlier. It could be in the just regular hot, or it could be in the really hot. I don't know why that is, but I just 104 is just, it's out of place. So yeah, so anything probably like high 90s to low hundreds, that's just regular hot. Really hot is 105 plus. And those are coming because it looks like the first week of July is going to be, I thought I seen some really hots. And then it was really hot, and then it cooled down. Yeah. So 4th of July is going to be 103. That is today, right now, at this time. It could change in an hour or next week. But looks like the first is going to be 107. The second is going to be 107, and then it's going to go to 103 and then 103. That's kind of still not fun. But I think last year it was over in the 110s at 4th of July time that week. I remember it was extremely hot last year, and I was with my sister at her fireworks booth, which is an hour south of here, and it was really hot. So yeah, but today is supposed to be 94, and then we're going to do 102, and then Saturday's supposed to be 106. Again, I hope my phone's lying, and that'll drop a couple of degrees. And then we're going to do 102 on Sunday. And then we're going to go for like 3 days at 100. So that's regular hot. Really hot is Saturday. Okay. But today is 94 here, Northern California, on June 20th, Thursday, on the first day of summer. You're welcome. And that's your weather update and your fire update. Apparently, we're doing fire updates now because, yeah, I don't know. The fire's still going on. That's somewhere within 20 miles, maybe. I don't know how far. It's not that far, but it's far enough that it's not endangering us. How about that? That's That's better said. So that is that. And yeah. So today, what I decided I would talk about, book talk, is about books, mainly, aside from the weather, the fire updates. Also, I did look up that, not yesterday. I feel like it was yesterday. The Black Rifle coffee I talked about on Tuesday. I looked up, they have a website. Again, not a paid commercial from Black Rifle. But I did like their coffee, so I looked it up and they have a website. I did get the coffee at Walmart. That's where I got it. But they have a website you can buy it from. They have merchandise they sell that you could look at. It's a veteran founded company since 2014, it looks like. And the founder established, the main founder, I guess the one guy, he's a former U.S. Army Green Beret. His name is Evan ha- Hafer, Hafer. I don't know. And then he has veteran employees, and they also give back they provide assistance to vets who seek to launch a business of their own. So that's what their company does. They mainly support veterans, and I'm a big supporter of that. I have family members and friends who were in the military, and I personally was not. But yeah, and they have a podcast on Spotify, and they have a coffee club. They have a YouTube. I just watched a YouTube video yesterday. It kind of made me tear up because it was they went to Normandy for the 80th anniversary, and the guys got together. I don't know if there was other guys in their group, but the Black Rifle Company, the founder guys, the main guys, they went there and they did a parachute drop to um like reminiscent of the original parachute drop. They used the plane that did the drop the paratroopers um at Normandy inland after the storming of the beach, and they replicated that, and they wore replicate uniforms, and they if I can figure it out and do it again, I will try to link that video in my description. It was really cool. They went for the 80th anniversary. They reenacted this parachute drop, and they had the replica uniforms, and it had the name patch was their name, and they just interviewed the guys, and they talked about how important it was, that the memory of this particular historical moment in time. And it was just really cool. It was on YouTube. It was a YouTube video. It was really nicely done, and I enjoyed it. And they also have a blog. So that's the Black Rifle Coffee Company that I'm really excited about. That I got their coffee. I really liked it. And once I found this stuff out about it, I thought, oh, that's a good. I think that's a good thing to support. So anyway, yeah, so that's that. And let's see. So our main book talk, I will say, and then at the end, I think if I remember, I'll do a reading update on what I got, where I'm at so far. But for the main show here, the main reason we're here, why we gathered here, is I want to update on my 24 books for 2024 that I want to read. So I've made a dent in some. I had 24 books for 2024, and I checked off my list of what I finished and what I still have to go. So I will start with what I did finish. So I read Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. I actually read the whole trilogy. I really enjoyed it. And I read The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I enjoyed that one also. And I read The Final Girls Support Group by Grady Hendrix. I wasn't sure if I was going to like that at the beginning because I didn't think it was going to go well for me, but then I kept on and kept pushing through, and I ended up really liking that. And also, I read Don't Fear the Reaper by Stephen Graham Jones. That's the second book in the Indian Lake trilogy, and I'm currently reading the third book in the trilogy, and I'm really liking that series. It's a horror series. Um, the first one I wasn't sure. It didn't go well. I almost didn't finish it, and then I kept with it, and I tried it like 3 times. I did the audio, I did the ebook, I did the audio, and then I went back to the ebook, and then I don't know, it clicked. And I'm glad it did because I'm really enjoying that series, and I'm going to be sad when I'm done with the last book. But yeah. And let's see. That's next one I finished was Pet Cemetery by Stephen King. I enjoyed that one. I had been wanting to read that one a long time. And the next one was Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Now that one I wasn't sure because I read, no, I didn't. That was the first one I read of Taylor Jenkins Reid. I also had read Malibu Rising. That's the next one. That was on my list. And I really enjoyed Carrie Soto is Back. And then I read Malibu Rising, which actually she wrote before Carrie Soto. And I realized when I was reading Malibu Rising that Carrie Soto's character is just a very flash of a character really in the book, and it comes to almost near the end of the book after halfway through. You see her you read her character, and it's just really quick. It's not even a lot, but then she wrote this Carrie Soto is Back, and so it expands who this character is and everything. So you really, if you read it out of order, it's not a big deal. It's not giving anything away, honestly. Um, but I really enjoyed the Carrie Soto is Back. It's about an ex-tennis star who wants to get back in the game because some new up-and-coming tennis star is gonna break her record possibly, and so she doesn't want her record broke, so she gets back to she's gonna come make a comeback. So that's what that's about. Malibu Rising is just like a family drama. I did not really enjoy that. It just wasn't what my expectations by reading the little synopsis and what I thought it would be and what it actually was completely different. And yeah. But those are the ones I finished. So the ones I have the stack of books, some of them, the ones that I have. There's some on here I don't have that either I will get through the library or I might buy. Um, I'm not sure. But the um the ones that I haven't gotten to yet is it's on my 24 books for 2024. So the ones I just talked about, I have read them. Oh, and there's one on here, The Angel of Indian Lake, which is a trilogy by Stephen Graham Jones. I am currently reading that one. So it's not quite halfway through. I just started it a few days ago. So these books I have not got to yet. I still have them on my list by the end of the year. I'm pretty sure some of them are thick and some of them are not that bad, page wise. Um, I think I can get through them, but I don't know. It's it's a dream, isn't it? To get through your whole TBR by the end of the year. I don't know. It is for me. So the first one's Gone Girl. Oh, we got some glare. There we go. Gone Girl. This is the movie version cover, I think. Yeah, by Gillian Flynn. It's a chunker. I heard it's really good. I did see the movie and I really like the movie. So I have high hopes that I'm really going to like the book. We're going to run out of stacking room. Okay, we'll sit that there. And then the next one I have, actually, my cousin sent me this one. She said she had a book that I might like, and it's a nonfiction. And I thought, yeah, it sounds good. And so she sent it to me, and I put it on the list because I am going to read it. It's from Cradle to Grave: The Short Lives and Strange Deaths of Mary Beth Tining's 9 Children. So it is a nonfiction by Joyce Eggington. Eggington. It's a hardback. It's not that long. And this is Sheriff on the back is a picture of Sheriff Bernard Walden leads Mary Beth Tining from the courtroom after the verdict. Okay. So apparently that's the sheriff, and Mary Beth, that's the actual lady that some deaths of her 9 children, I guess. Short and strange deaths of Mary Beth Hines' 9 children. Wow, 9 children, and they all died. Uh, doesn't sound good to me for Mary Beth, but yeah, it's doesn't seem that long. Uh, it sounded very interesting. 351 pages, I think. It's the end. Yeah, but yeah, it's a little hardback. My cousin Haley sent me that. Thanks, Haley. Um, I'm eager to get to it. I will get to it. And then the next one is Agatha Christie's The ABC Murders. Of course, I love Agatha Christie. She's just probably my top tier of mystery crime, you know, writers. Just I love that. I love that lady. Um, but yeah, this is the paperback. I like these paperbacks. It's the Harper um paperback. When did they start printing these? First Harper paperback published 2011. So the mid mid 2000s. Yeah, it's a nice kind of floppy one. It's not that long. It's a Poirot mystery, Hercule Poirot mystery, the ABC Murders. Yeah, I love it. I want to collect all. I have other versions of some of her other books, the regular smaller paperbacks. Um, but I like these. I want all of her books in these if they have them. I don't even know. There's a list of Perot mysteries, but I don't know if they have them. I don't know if Harper did every single one, printed every. I would assume they would. Yeah, I don't know. But okay, the next one is Skipping Christmas by John Grisham. I have tried to do this every since I've got this, which has been quite a while. Every Christmas I've wanted to get through this because the movie Christmas with the Cranks with Tim Allen and Jamie Lee Curtis is just absolutely hilarious. And it's an adaptation of this story by John Grisham. And we love that movie. My whole family loves that movie. It's just hilarious. We love it. There's just so many, I mean, just almost every part of the movie is just hilarious. And I've been wanting to read. It's a short book. It's short. Look at that. It's very short. I don't know. I just get sidetracked and I just put it down and I don't get to it. But I put it on my list because I want to get to it this year. So this is going to be in the holiday season, Christmas season. I'm going to make sure I read this. And it's very short. It is, what word? Is that the end? Yeah. 177 pages. I mean, there's no reason I haven't gotten through that, Amy. That is ridiculous. You're ridiculous. Yeah. And then the other one, I keep putting this on my quit putting it on my TBR for now, but it's been on my TBR for the last couple months. It's Women Talking by Miriam Toews, which they made a motion picture out of it. It's supposed to be really good. It was supposed to be a really good movie. I haven't seen the movie yet. And yeah, it's basically it's about some Mennonite women who conduct a secret meeting. Um, so these women, over the past 2 years, each of these women and more than 100 other girls in their colony have been repeatedly violated in the night by, uh, basically, they've been assaulted by men in, I believe, this Mennonite community. It's about that, and it's just um, it's a very emotional story. But yeah, Women Talking, national bestseller. Yeah, and then my new one of my new favorite authors I just found the end of last year. in the fall sometime, September or somewhere around in there. I found Louise Penny. This is A Fatal Grace. This is the second one in the Armand Gamache um, detective inspector. They use a detective inspector. And it's in a Canadian um, story background area. Um, but yeah, I read the first one, absolutely loved it. I seen the on um Prime Video. There's season, I think it's just one season. I was hoping they'd do another one because I really enjoyed it. They have a series based on this inspector. It's called Three Pines. That's the place where, well, in the first book, and I believe, was it in this book? Yeah, they still, there's things the first one, there was a murder that happened in this place called Three Pines, small outer community. I think it's maybe a few hours away from Quebec, um, where he is, where Gamache is stationed. So he has the job of going out and investigating this murder. That was in the first one, and this one is he's called again to Three Pines. But anyway, I really like the TV, the series I watched on Prime. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. And then that's how I found out there was a book about it. And I went on Amazon, got the first book. And then these books, all the rest of I think I'm missing three of the series that she has so far. I got at Goodwill. So, like, I was just over the moon. I found probably like, I don't know how many I found. Most of them that I have, I got at Goodwill. Probably like 8 or 10 of them I found at once because somebody just like unloaded their stash. So I was super excited that day. I grabbed them all. I didn't even question it. And then the next one is the whole town's talking by Fanny Flagg. I absolutely love Fanny Flagg. She's one of my um it's better over here. She's one of my favorite authors. I mean, she's so funny. And her first book I read was Fried Green Tomatoes. I read that before I seen the movie. The movie Fried Green Tomatoes is absolutely wonderful. It's funny, it makes you cry. It has everything. And then her vocabulary of the Southern slang. She's from Alabama, I believe. Yeah, she's an Alabama girl. And so her twang and her vocabulary in her stories is just great. And I grew up around people from the South, my mom's family and some of my dad's family, so I know like a bit of the slang when someone's talking, I know what's if you haven't been around anybody from the South or their little um, slang or you know certain things how they talk, you might not get it, but you have to be around it to kind of interpret sometimes. But yeah, it's just this. She's just a great author. I'm excited to get to this one, and this one's set in Elmwood Springs, Missouri, small town, and with her stories, her just characters are just full of life and color and the surroundings and just the southern way. It's awesome. But yeah, I'm excited about this one too. Got that one in Goodwill. Probably most of these, yeah, the most of the rest of them, most of them. There's one more. One I didn't get at Goodwill, but these others I did. So the next one is, and this is a chunky one, and I put it on the list, not knowing when I get to it, but it's A Game of Thrones by George R. Martin. No, I've seen the series. I didn't see, I know what happened at the end because I watched it on YouTube on the last season, I think. But I had watched probably, I forget how many seasons there were, most of them. in little chunks probably, but I get the gist of what happened to most of the characters. And I that was a great. And I'm not a big fantasy. I would consider this maybe fantasy. Yeah, it's got dragons in it. I mean, um, I don't read a lot of fantasy. I am a big Lord of the Rings fan. I like The Hobbit. I just haven't read those yet. But so I thought I'd give Game of Thrones a try. And I've seen interviews on YouTube, different things with George and the other characters. They have it like these panel things, like I don't know. I want to say Comic Con, but I don't know if that's. I don't know. I'm not a Comic Con fan. I never went to anything like that, but I'll watch interviews with the things like that with certain maybe shows or actors or whatever that I like to watch on TV. So yeah, and just I'm excited to get to try this. I say try it because watching it was probably be a lot easier, but I also want to get more in depth of the characters in the story. So to do that is reading this. But yeah, and I don't know if there's six or seven. I don't know. I don't know if he's finished them all. I know the show's over, but I don't know where he's at in the books. He might have finished them all. And then the next one is In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. So this is considered a classic. I like this version. And it's a nice floppy book again, paperback. It's Truman. I actually, one of my mom's, actually my mom's oldest brother, her oldest brother, was named Truman, but not after Truman Capote. He was way older. He's since passed on now, but yeah. So um, I know that he and Harper Lee, who wrote To Kill a Mockingbird, were friends. They grew up they're both, I believe, Alabama people. I believe he's an Alabama guy, and Harper Lee is from Alabama. I don't know. I've been collecting these authors from Alabama, but uh, yeah, I've been wanting to read this one for a long time. The story I haven't watched there's the movie. I haven't watched the movie ever, which is kind of surprising to myself because I'm a fan of movies. Classic movies that get a lot of, the classics that everybody talks about or just famous. Like I've seen To Kill a Mockingbird, like I don't know, dozens of times probably, but I've never gotten to In Cold Blood. I don't know why. But this is he wrote about, there was actually based on actual events. So I don't know if this is considered a nonfiction or just a fiction intertwined. I haven't read it, um, but it's in November 1959. In Kansas, four members of the Clutter family were murdered. So it's based on these murders and the investigation and the capture, trial, and execution of the killers. So I think I have to Google it, um, like a nonfiction, but I don't know. Because I know when, making movies, unless it's even with a documentary, people take liberties at certain things. So I don't know. I don't know. That stack is falling. So we have to reorganize our little stack of stack. Anyway, it's just my shirt. It's crooked. Okay. Oh, my hat. See my hat? It's first day of summer. I love this hat. The bill's broke though. There's like a little wedge. I don't know how to fix it, but it came kind of like distressed, but I've had this for, Lord, I don't know, probably almost 20 years I've had this hat. It's gotten a little more distressed. And like I said, this broke, but yeah, I love this hat. I love this hat. This is like one of my, if not the favorite summer hat. The surfer at the palm on the back has Hawaiian tropic. I think I got this at Walmart years ago. Best hat find at Walmart I ever had. Anyway, Anyway, so the next book that I haven't gotten to yet on my list of 24 is The Last Word by Taylor Adams. So I've heard mixed reviews about this. Um, some people like it, some people hate it. I did get this at Goodwill. It is a book of the month book I got, but I did get it from Goodwill. And it's not very big. It's like this is it is well, it says the end. Yeah. 322 pages. So and Taylor is a boy. I have cousins that are Taylors and they're girls. So this is a Taylor that's a boy. Um anyway, yeah. So I know this is about a um this girl, she's living in isolation with her dog, house sitting, and uh, she has a neighbor, and she reads a poorly written horror novel by this author, not this author, but and she posts a 1-star review. Anyway, I guess the author does not like it, and that she dissed the book and an online argument, which I'm like, I don't understand why people argue online. I mean, really, arguing online, you're just writing back and forth. You're not actually seeing even if even and I don't I try not to engage. I just whatever. It's I don't know. I grew up in the era we didn't have online, so I can disengage very easily, probably more so than the younger generations who grew up with the internet. That's just I'm sure different than how I grew up. But anywho, so they get into an online argument, which I just feel like that's ridiculous. And then blah 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 happens. Blah blah blah. Yeah, that's where we're at. So that's The Last Word. I am anxious to read that one, even though it's got mixed reviews. I know some people hate it, some people like it. Um, I don't know. I can't go by what if it sounds interesting to me, I'm gonna read it, even if it's gotten horrible. If people didn't finish it, or it's got horrible reviews. If the synopsis, if it catches my eye, I'll try it, and I might like it, and I might not, but I'm gonna figure it out for myself, and that's just who I am. So I kind of don't go by other people's reviews on other books. Just like I don't expect people here, my reviews for the books I read, I don't expect you all out there just to be like, oh, she hated that, I'm not going to read it. Don't do that. Don't do that. If it appeals to you in some way, try it. You might not like it. You might DNF it and not finish it, but give it a chance and see how it goes for you, because I know uh, everything, just because somebody doesn't like so, and this has to do with probably everything in life. If someone doesn't like something, it doesn't mean that you're not going to like it. I mean, it might, but you won't know until you try it, right? But and the last one I have, or is it the last one? Oh, you know what? I didn't even look at my list. That's not nice. The last one I have here physically is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I have all the Jane Austens. I want to read them. I have watched this movie. I've watched Pride and Prejudice movie. I haven't watched all the movies, but those are probably the two main ones I've watched several times and I really enjoyed. And so I know I would enjoy Jane Austen, reading wise. Uh, I just haven't ever got to it, but I do have all her books. So I did want to start out with Sense and Sensibility. Um, yeah. So the sister, what appealed to me about this was the sister relationships. I think the three sisters. Yeah. but the sister relationships, um, yeah. So also, I had watched, there's a movie, the Jane Austen Book Club. Loved it. Actually, I heard they filmed it in Sacramento, and it was a very short filming schedule. I think it was an independent film. I loved it. It was great. It had Maria Bello, Amy. I'll put the names up on the thing, but these wonderful actresses I absolutely loved. They did a good job. I loved the movie. I loved it. There's a book and it was made into a movie. So I want to get the book. It's called the Jane Austen Book Club. It was absolutely wonderful. It was great. And it kind of follows along the stories of Jane Austen. So the book club is that they read a Jane Austen, um, one Jane Austen, I don't know, I guess a month. And there's six, I believe there's six of them, right? Six stories. So, and then in this group, it's these friends, these lady friends, and one friend, her daughter of one of them, also who's an adult. And then one of the friends meets this guy and ends up inviting him to the book club. She didn't think he would show up. He did. He showed up. And that's just great because he gives this other dynamic to this group of women, and and he falls for one of the ladies, the one that invited him, and she's totally off the radar. She's trying to set him up with somebody else, but it's a great movie. I loved it. So that made me want to get into the Jane Austen novels and read them. Um, so yeah, but I think I know there's someone here that I don't have. Um, oh yeah, so one of them I do have on hold on my Libby app. That's on the list that I don't have is Bright Young Women by Jessica Knoll. And then also this is on hold through Libby, The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. And this one, I don't have it on hold, but I was thinking about purchasing it, is Shady Hollow. It's the number one in the series. It's by Juno Black. And I found this, I was watching this YouTube person, not a booktuber, but and they were reading this book, and it's like a nice cozy fall mystery, and it's about these little creatures in the forest, and then there's this mystery. I think there's this murder mystery, and it's these little creatures like a fox and whatever, and they're gonna solve this. I think it's this murder, but Shady Hollow by Juno Black. Juno, Juno, like the movie Juno, but and then another one, I don't have it on hold yet, and because I'm deciding if I want to get it through the Libby app. I think the library had a long wait, or if I would just want to go ahead and buy it. Is Killers of the Flower Moon by David Gran. Of course, that just came out recently, this end of last year, a movie version of this book with Leonardo DiCaprio, um, Lily Gladstone, um, and oh, what's his face? You know, the the veteran actor De Niro. Gosh, I'm brain stopped. It happens multiple times during the day. And the next one is The Fury by Alex Michaelides, which I read of his, the um, Silent Patient. I have that book. I found it at Goodwill. That was okay. I didn't enjoy it as much as a lot of people on YouTube did. They thought it was a great 5 star. I might have gave it a 4. I just it wasn't that thrilling to me as what the hype was, but I did enjoy it. And then the other book was and actually it was the first book, and then he wrote The Silent Patient. So it was I'll put that up because I can't think of it. But that book, I really enjoyed it. And then I seen this is a new book that came out this year. This is The Fury. So I wanted to read it. And I think this takes place in Greece, on an island, maybe. I don't know. Sound like Greece, an island, summertime. Sounds great. And then let's see. and that's all of my list, my 24 for 24. So there's only a few that I actually don't have that I haven't read yet. So yeah, I'm anxious to get this through this 24 because I've never really made a list for myself for a year, like to pick out certain books and say, I'm going to make sure I get through these this year. I've never done that. I just, pick up a random book and read it. So since I've started YouTube this year, my booktube, I've really kind of narrowed down each month to picking some books and getting through them, whether it be some newer books, a different genre that I'm not used to reading, kind of starting to explore more in the book genre, but also trying to, keep myself reading and keep in the habit of reading and enjoying the different stories that are out there and these different writers that are creating these wonderful worlds and people, sometimes horrible people, but yeah, it's all part of the thriller crime era. But yeah, so I'm anxious to get through those. And yeah, so all I have now is my reading update where I'm at right now. So I have uh I'm I'm still reading. Let's go to my Libby so I know what I'm talking about. Well, most of the time. Most of the time I don't think I know what I'm talking about, but maybe half the time. Yeah. I kind of know what I mean, I made it this far in life, right? You have to know what you're talking about. Um so yeah, so as far as the reads I got going now, I'm still reading All the Missing Girls. This is kind of on the back burner, not a big priority right now, but I'm reading it a little bit at a time. I am going to get through this. I'm not going to just totally say I'm just not going to. I'm going to stop. I want to read it. So I have that. I am not very far. I'm like 23 pages. I started it and then I got sidetracked. Like I usually do. I get sidetracked so easily. I mean, it's just like, see, there's a bookmark here and it's Starbucks. And yeah, now I want coffee again. I had my coffee. I actually have a little bit of coffee left. But see how sidetracked? See how easy that is for me to get sidetracked? I just look at bookmark. Um, life. Such is life for Amy. And I am still listening to, I have the book. I can read along or I can read some of it, or I have the audio, which is It by Stephen King. I've been wanting to get through this for several summers now. This is the summer I'm doing it, and I really enjoyed the movies. I just really enjoy Stephen King's stories. He's just a brilliant, brilliant writer. He's one of my top favorite authors, probably of all time. He's just so brilliant. I mean, as many stories as he's written, and they're consistently, you might not like one story over the other. There might be one you like better, but he's just consistently a good writer. I mean, to me, none of his stuff is shit. It's he he just his characters, the surroundings, the sometimes scariness of it. He just, man, he's a gifted guy. God gave him a gift that is just, you don't see this longevity of writers like this. A lot of them, there's not a lot out there. Um, with his, like, I mean, there's a lot of good writers, don't get me wrong, but that's written this many and write this massive story like consistently. I writing's a hard job. I've tried myself and I just get writer's block and it just, I'm just like, I stop and I can't think. You just, when you get writer's block, you can't think of the next, the whole thing maybe is mapped out in your mind, like the idea of it and the plot and how you want it to end or how you want it to start. But then there's this mush in the middle that just got to melt everything together. And it's just like, it melts. It literally melts in your brain. But yeah, I admire him for his writing ability. And then I've watched quite a few interviews with him. He just seems like a really neat guy. Somebody you just want to sit down, have a cup of coffee with, and just chit chat about, hey, how's your morning going? I mean, do you have any like scary clowns chasing you today? But yeah, I'm really enjoying that. And that one, where am I? I am this is a long audio. It's 45. I mean, considering the book is a chunker, the audio is 45 hours, but I'm at 25% on the audio. So, yeah. And then the one I'm still reading from May, the Susan Linda, Nina and Koki, The Extraordinary Story of the Founding Mothers of NPR by Lisa Napoli. I'm at 25%. And I am, like I said, I started a few days ago. I'm reading The Angel of Indian Lake, which is the third in the Stephen Graham Jones trilogy. I'm really enjoying that. I'm at 17% already. That one I should probably finish quicker than these others, and that I have the ebook. And I haven't started the July yet, um, which is coming up pretty quick. So that is my book talk Thursday. Forgot what day it was. My book talk Thursday. That is pretty much a reading update. Um, yeah, so, you can let me know what you're reading. You can leave it in the comments what you're reading this summer. What's anything on my list, my 24 for 24 that I have that you've read or you want to read, or you have any suggestions for next year is going to be 25 for 2025. I mean, I'm not writing that down yet because I want to enjoy my year because it's going by fast enough. It's like at 80 miles an hour right now, and I need to take it down to 50 and enjoy the ride. But yeah, so you guys have a good rest of your week. Have a good weekend. Um, what's coming up? So today's the first day of summer. If you have a swimming pool, I hope you get out there and enjoy it. I don't have a swimming pool. I've always been sad about that. Maybe one day. I mean, I've had little, you know, I don't want to call them kiddie pools because I know a lot of adults use them too, but those, they're like 10 feet diameter pools. We've had those over the years, but those are really nice. But I got cats outside, and Lord, I just don't need cats if they even would try it inside the pool. There's enough with trying to keep my plants alive. Can you imagine them swimming in the swimming pool? Oh my Lord. No. Anyway, so I think that is not really any holidays coming up till the 4th, but yeah, enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. Stay cool out there, people. We're here. It's going to be hot. I don't know where you're at, and then hopefully you don't have any wildfires to worry about. Like I said, ones that's nearest to us is not that close that we're in danger. Knock on wood. But anyway, okay, we will talk to you. Be back here on Tuesday. I hope to have my May book reviews to talk about. But if you cross your fingers and have high hopes, we'll be back here on Tuesday. Okay, thanks. Bye.